What's going on, guys? It's your boy, Tom Talks Rubbish, and today I'm back with another video. Obviously, you guys will have seen, that have watched my channel before, something I've really got into is interviewing. And I have enjoyed interviewing a teacher about the pandemic. I've enjoyed interviewing my mate about moving away. I've enjoyed interviewing other mates about becoming a carer or a Harlow College experience. And previously, we talked about my top 10 dream interviews. And because we've managed to cover so many of them topics in that interview, in that video, I thought we would update it in this video. So let's get into it with my top 10 dream interviews. Number 10 being Anthony from the Anthony podcast. For those of you that don't know, Anthony is a great podcaster slash YouTuber who has cerebral palsy like myself and isn't afraid to talk about things like that. He had me on his show a little while ago, so I would love to return the favour. And because my channel specialises in topics, I would love to talk about growing up a wrestling fan, or living with cerebral palsy yourself, because he has a different type of cerebral palsy than I do, or just whatever topic he'd feel comfortable talking about. Like, I'd just love to have Anthony on. I'd love to return the favour, and I think that'd be cool. Number 9 is, and this is obvious, the Cultaholic Boys. Again, judging by my shirt, you guys know that I'm a massive Cultaholic wrestling fan. If you saw one of my previous videos, 10 reasons why I love Cultaholic wrestling, yeah, you know that I'm a big Cultaholic fan. So I would love to one day have the guys on to chat wrestling, or again, because my channel specialises in a specific topic. So I would love to talk about with Jack the Summer of Punk, because I know it's his favourite wrestling storyline. Adam, SummerSlam 92, because I know it's a big pay-per-view to him. Sam, like, just Japanese wrestling, because I know he's a big Japanese fan. Tom Campbell, staying a wrestling fan for the majority of his life, and why. And Ross, I'd love to have him on to discuss, like, Straight to Hell, the concept of that, and just things like that. Yeah, I think that would be cool, really. And then I'd love to have some of the editors on to discuss, like, what's it like being an editor, and do they believe that editors should get more credit and stuff like that, really? Or are they happy just being in the background? Number 8 is Simon Miller. From a video that you guys will see in the future, or may have seen by the time this one goes out, because I'm not too sure. Simon Miller is a big inspiration to me. So I would love to have him on to discuss, again, his work in what culture wrestling. That was hard to say for some reason. Some of his other work with the Rock Reacts channel, some of his fitness videos, and just some big moments like that. And his wrestling career, and just bits like that, really. I would also love to have him on to discuss, I don't know, like, YouTubing, and can he still have a love for wrestling? Because he covers so much of it. Number 7 is Chris Van Vleet. I will say, guys, some of these are from the last list because we haven't managed to do them yet. But yeah, Chris Van Vleet was on the previous list, same with Simon Miller and the Cultaholic Boys. But yeah, I would love to have Chris on, because as an aspiring interviewer and YouTuber, and Chris being the GOAT in my opinion, I would love to pick his brain for a few minutes and find out what makes a great interviewer, what makes a bad interviewer in his eyes. I can't see him going down that direction because he is such a positive dude, and just bits like that, really. Like, what goes into making a great interview? Can a bad interview be turned into a great interview, etc.? And just bits like that, really. Discuss maybe his favourite interviews he's done, interviews he aspires to do, an interview that he doesn't want to do again. MJF, I know it's obvious, but is there an interview that he doesn't want to do because of political reasons, or just he's not a fan of them? Like, I don't know. Like, I think Chris would be an interesting guy just have a talk with, really. Number 6 is Stephen Larson from the Going In Raw podcast, another wrestling channel that I absolutely adore, and their podcast is, two guys that are just fun, goofy, and but also really factual. They review the weekly shows every week and just make their channel fun. So I'd love to find out the origins of the Going In Raw name, their origins of their friendship. I know they met in college, but just dig a little deeper on that, and what they hope for the future of wrestling, because they talk about not wanting to do this forever. Where do they want to leave the business by the time they retire, or leave to do something else? Where do they see the broadcasting business going in 5-10 years? Like, yeah, I just think that would be a fun concept for a video, and just bits like that, really. Number 5 is Nathan Fillion, an actor that I absolutely think is the best. He played the main character in Castle, which is a show that you guys know I absolutely love with all of my heart, and yeah, just think's really amazing, and bits like that. And I'd love to discuss Castle with him. I'd love to discuss The Rookie with him. I'd love to discuss becoming an actor and bits like that, and Firefly even, and movies he's done, and even his cameo on The Big Bang Theory. I'd just love to have a chat with Nathan Fillion, really, and like pick his brain for half an hour, because he's so successful. What makes a successful person in his eyes? I just think that would be cool, really. Number 4, and this is a big one, but it's kind of obvious, it's The Rock. Like, what can I say about wanting to interview The Rock? He's a great guy, he seems like a great guy, he's been in a load of movies, but then he also has this other life that most people don't know about, because he's such a big movie star now, of being a wrestler. I'd love to discuss his transition to becoming a movie star from a wrestler. Was it hard? Would he recommend it? Or would he, if he could do anything different, would he have stayed in wrestling, or would he have just gone straight into movies? Stuff like that, really. Also, guys, you'll notice that Rock is really the only wrestler on this one, because I'm going to do a separate list of 10 wrestlers that I would love to interview. Yeah, so I'd love to talk about some of his favourite matches. Some of his this would be a really interesting question to ask a wrestler, I think. Some of his favourite matches that he wasn't in, I think would be cool to ask. Like, if he was to come back, who would he want to work with? Roman seems obvious, but things like that, really. Like, what movie does he feel like he's made the perfect movie yet? If not, why not? Or if yes, why? And how close, if not, does he think he came to creating the perfect movie, or helping to star in the perfect movie? Number 3 is Michael Buble. As a kid, I was a massive Michael Buble fan, and I still am. Like, he doesn't really produce music anymore because he's a family man now, but I'd just love to talk about that whole balance of being a family man and changing as he was younger and becoming that family man, and his favourite musical stylings, because I had very similar music tastes to him. Michael, just growing up in Canada, like, I would love, like, this may be an dicey topic, but his son obviously suffered from cancer a few years ago, so I would love to have a discussion on that and children's health and stuff like that, but I'd understand if people wouldn't want to talk about that. Yeah, I just think it'd be cool to hang out with Michael Bublé for half an hour. Number 2 is Vince McMahon. Even if I could just start, who, for those of you guys that don't know, is the promoter of WWE, and yeah, I just think that'd be cool. Like, he is the biggest wrestling promoter in the world, but he doesn't do interviews, so it'd be amazing. How the hell, like, what questions would you ask? Would you ask about his tumultuous childhood, his becoming his father's protege and then taking over the business, not respecting his father's wishes, and why didn't he, to not grow the company? What would his father think of the company now? The Attitude Era. I'd love to ask him, would the Attitude Era have happened if WCW wasn't winning the Monday Night Raw ratings, do you think? Or what was the moment that Vince thought the Attitude Era started and ended? His plans to retire and possibly sell the company that's going around. Where does he see Triple H going if the company sells? Will Triple H stay? Does he want Triple H to take over? And just, it'd be fun to pick Vince McMahon's brain for half an hour. And number 1 is Ollie Murs. This was number 1 on my previous list, and it's still number 1 now. If this happens, like, yeah, I'd be the happiest man ever. And, like, I'd just be able to pick his brain for half an hour on his favourite music he's made, his favourite music he hasn't made, who he wants to collab with, who he doesn't want to collab with, maybe. Like, yeah, I just think that'd be fun. And just talk about previous life with him and normal life. Yeah, I just think that'd be fun. Alright, guys, those are my 10 dream interviews. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, bye.